ERP does not need to move so slow. Sometimes exposure work can reinforce avoidance, and we need to be very careful about that as therapists. For example, let's say a person has a job, and the requirement of that job is that they have to be around bodily fluids in a way that really does disgust them and cause a lot of intrusive thoughts and desires for rituals. So a lot of therapists will start with an exposure ladder and work their way up to the deeper fears and the bigger exposures, all within hopefully the goal of getting this person back to the work that they need to do in order to make a living. But sometimes working so slowly, where we first look at an image of the bodily fluid, or we would say the name of the bodily fluid, and we work at this slow pace, in certain times and situations it could be effective. But for many people, it also underscores that if I do more, or if I take bigger steps, I'm not going to be able to handle it. And although people need good distress tolerance skills and the ability to handle anxiety, for the most part, it's the OCD that is saying they can't handle it. And there are times and places where people do not want to do too much because there could be a real flooding effect. And as therapists, we need to do a very good job discerning when is there a real possibility of backlash, of too extreme of a flooding, versus a person who is just afraid to take bigger steps because they have a belief, an OCD belief, that if they take further steps, God forbid something bad will happen or they're not going to be able to handle it. And that is why I invite my clients to say, again, with responsibility and discernment, you can do way more. You need to get back to work. And I don't want you to wait. Once a week come, every other week come, do a little step, do your exposures in a very graduated way, because I don't want you to take months to come back when I know that you can handle this and I know you can go further and do it faster. And so just make sure that exposure doesn't become an avoidance strategy where you move at a snail's pace, when in reality, you can help them face those substances way faster and get them back to work in a way that is responsible and appropriate ethically.